Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, gratefully recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment. By all means, share with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how we all doing today, guys? Oh, what a good day! What a good day, guys! It's Fridays are always a good day. My home group, the gratitude group, I forgot to mention that last week, and somebody questioned it. That made my day, but I felt bad. Anybody in the greater Boston area, my home group is the gratitude group. We meet at 66 Winthrop Street from 12 to 1 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday. I chair Friday. I happen to think it's the best day, but, obvious reasons. I guess I'm a little biased. But, yeah, today, guys, an amazing day. Full house. A lot of, we had 6 or 7 people introduce themselves as newcomers in the beginning of the meeting. Had to be 5 or 6 people getting chips today. My buddy Andy, if you watch, he watches sometimes. Congratulations. So proud of him. He's doing great. And people going through some big shit and still up there working the recovery programs, getting their chips. Yeah, man, it just fills me with love for these people. Like, it's my family. I said it in the meeting today. I was the last one to speak. We made it all the way around the room because it was a short chapter for the reading. And I only had 2 minutes, so I just, quick little synopsis for the newcomers and just sharing my feeling, man. I love recovery. I love my meeting. I love my fucking life. I love my life today, and it's something I could never say before. It's amazing. Further than that, it was an absolutely gorgeous 75 sunny degree day, 75 degree sunny day. Just amazing, guys. Like, recovery is the gift that will give you everything if you work your program. And again, it's not gonna remove you from life's pitfalls, but it will give you the strength and the support you need to get through anything you're going through. And that's the thing, guys. We go through what we're going to go through in life, and obviously our situation's changed for the dramatically better. With the title of today's reading was "Remembering Your Last Drunk," and we all kind of shared, talked about that a little bit. And not one, there had to be 40 people in that room today, and not one person was glorifying what they went through and just remembering what it's taken from us. But every person in that room is doing the hard thing, choosing to stay clean. Most of us, and again, newcomers I can't speak for, but I hope they come back, hope they get it. But the people progressing are working the program and changing their lives. We still deal with some hard shit, but we're not the people that we were out there because we wouldn't have the responsibilities that we have today. People, taking care of family and being trusted and in jobs and I'm running a business. I've got keys to about 90 apartments in the greater Boston area right now. I would not have been trusted with that. And as a matter of fact, there were times I'd leave jobs because of stuff like that. I couldn't trust myself. I love recovery. I love my meeting. I love my group. Anybody watching, love you all. It was absolutely beautiful. I so look forward to Fridays. I walk out of that meeting feeling like $1,000,000. As a matter of fact, my head was so so far up in the clouds, and I was just so happy leaving the meeting. I walked. My truck was parked 100 feet away. I walked a quarter of a mile to where I parked last week and realized my truck was way back there. I had to turn and walk all the way back. I'm like, but again, like little things like that don't bother me today. That's just details, and my way of saying letting God letting me know I need some more exercise, right? And I was doing a lot more walking last year than I have been. So now the weather's better. I'm gonna start doing some walking. Guys, find a meeting. It's absolutely amazing. Recovery is something you have to work every day, though, and that's one thing I love. That's what we're gonna talk about in the reading, obviously. But there were people speaking on that. A lot of the people that have been around for a long time talked about different stretches where they'd had, anywhere from 4 to 10 plus years of recovery and started slacking from the program. Life gets too busy for you, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, guys, we're always going to be addicts and alcoholics. Just because you put a beautiful life together and just because you put 10 years together, if you stop working this program, you will run the risk of going back out, and it happens to a lot of people whose recovery I respect deeply. It is something I'm proud to say that scares the ever-living hell out of me because I know I'm predispositioned to run amok and medicate and ruin my life. It's one of the main things that makes me do a video every day. It's not always easy coming up and having a new topic every day. It's why I love these readings. And I know my material overlaps a lot because, again, it's every day. But I know I do this for myself first and foremost. And I hope to God people get something out of it and I'm helping somebody else. But at the end of the day, I do this to keep me sober, me plugged in, me making sure I know that my recovery has to be cherished and has to be worked for every day. It's a gift, but it's a gift that comes at a cost. I got to work my program, and I'm not trying to put anybody away. I'm just saying, don't forget and don't slack off, because as soon as you do, guys, it's the beginning stages of a possible relapse, and you don't have to do that today. I know I don't have to do it, but I also know that if I don't work my program, it'll probably happen. So I'm going to continue to work my program and do what I got to do every day. So let's get in the reading, guys. For a 5-minute intro. Sorry about that. So the reading today, just for day NA meditation. Too busy for recovery. We must use what we learn, or we will lose it, no matter how long we've been clean. After putting some clean time together, some of us have a tendency to forget what our most important priority is. Once a week or less, we say. I've got to get to a meeting. It's been X long, we say. We've been caught up in other things. Important for sure, but no more so than our continued participation in recovery. This disease only gives you a reprieve if you continue to participate in recovery. It happens gradually. We get jobs, we reunite with family, we're raising children, the dog is sick, we're going to school, the house needs to be cleaned, the lawn needs to be mowed, we have to work late, we're tired, there's a good show this weekend. All of a sudden, we notice that we haven't called our sponsor, we haven't been to a meeting, we haven't spoken to a newcomer, or, God forbid, even talked to God in quite a while. Well, what do we do at this point? Well, we either renew our commitment to recovery, or we continue being too busy to recover until something happens in our lives become unmanageable, i.e. relapse. Well, that's quite a choice, right? Our best bet is to put more of our energy into maintaining the foundation on which our lives are built. That foundation makes everything else possible, and it will absolutely crumble if we get too busy with everything else to nurture it. The affirmation is, just for today, I cannot afford to be too busy to recover. I will do something today to sustain my recovery. And guys, it's an important reading, and it's a very pertinent one. It's not something I'm feeling right now. So when I first saw it, I'm like, is that something you want to talk about? Because I'm literally, it's one of the things a couple people said. So I'm going to try and lighten this up, guys. Bear with me a second here. If I can. No, I guess I can't. Never mind. My friend Marlene mentioned, somebody else had mentioned how happy I was when I was talking at the end of the day, because I do. I bring a good energy to recovery because it's my personality. I love my life today. I love being clean and sober. I love that I have opportunities. I love that I'm not a degenerate shitbag that I was for years. And it was noticed. And sorry, I got off topic. I forgot where I was going with that for a second. But, it was mentioned how incredibly positive I am. Well, that's only because I stay as plugged into my recovery as I do. And as a matter of fact, my friend Marlene mentioned as well, she's like, it's almost like when you realize the difference that this program can make in your life, you will honestly look at it and you're like, it's almost like it's got to be magic. And that's exactly how I feel. And it's just a different way of saying it. How many times I've said I feel like I'm walking with the team of the angels surrounded me. I feel like I've got a direct line to my higher power, because I do. I've learned the power of positivity. I've just got love for recovery. I've got love for humanity. I've got love for my fellow members. And that's all the difference that you'll see when you're working a good program. Like, when I see somebody struggling, I want to help so bad. It's somebody in recovery, somebody that's doing it themselves. Hey, I'm going to wish them the best. And I'm never going to try and hurt nobody. And I don't wish anything bad upon somebody. But my passion is recovery. My issue is recovery. My savior is recovery, and I try to put as much in. Because again, I can't take the world on, and I'm not diminishing any other topic. But recovery is my area. This is my passion. This is my purpose. And it pains me to see somebody struggling, but I applaud them. I support them. I try to do anything I can to uplift them. And I try and cheer them on, and then again, it makes me so proud to see them struggling through it, because I know this too shall pass. And I don't say that to belittle anything, but it happens with me, guys. I have moments, but you know what? The thing is, I'm able to overcome them today. I'm not even gonna get down that road, because it's really not true. Like, I deal with things incredibly well today. I don't let things get under my skin, but it's because I'm plugged into my higher power. These are all quality traits that I did not possess in active addiction. So a big part of that was the drugs making decisions for me, me not allowing myself to get to know just who I was. That was one thing I mentioned today in the meeting. Like, I was lying to myself so much in addiction for so very long, and that's the thing, guys. A lot of younger people come in, and I love seeing them get the bug and get clean because you still get so much time ahead of you, and I still do as well. But I was out there a long, long time, and when you just make those same mistakes and run on that treadmill for so long, it gets really difficult to believe that anything else is possible. And that's where I ended up, and it was saying a prayer that night, because guys, for months I'd wanted better. I'd even started speaking on it a little bit, but I had no intention. It was just spouting, how miserable I was, how much I hated myself, and I didn't believe for a second that I could get out from under it. And again, there were a couple of stretches there where I was just literally laid down for a month, didn't get out of bed, couldn't get out of bed, just couldn't. Hated it. I just didn't. I hated my life. That's the level of despair that I found myself living in. And eventually, after a month, I'd get back up because I had to put food in and take a job. But it always ended up right back in drugs. And another thing, I realized today is I had to get honest with myself. I talked about how the day that I get out of rehab, I knew I couldn't do heroin and fentanyl anymore, and I knew I had to, get this recovery thing. But there was still in the back of my head, I'm, thinking, well, maybe if I do good for a few months, I can reward myself by going to smoke and crack some weekend. Thank God I'm plugged into this program, because if I didn't have others around me, other addicts sharing their experience, if I wasn't doing these videos, doing these readings, and just working my program, that's what I would believe. And I don't know if any of you have ever met a recreational crack smoker. I haven't. It's an obsessive compulsive disorder that I have that will fool me if I don't take my medicine. And my medicine is recovery. Guys, I have a chronic, lifelong, life-ending disease. And my medicine is recovery in every form. And it takes all of it. I can't just go to a meeting once a week. I can't just call my sponsor. Like, I've got to go in, I've got to speak to newcomers. For me, I've got a service position in my meeting, and I bring something extra to that. That tells me I'm doing something good. I love chairing my meeting. I love being engaged, because otherwise I go in and I end up being a fly in the wall, and I noticed that. And I noticed, and again, somebody offered me the business. Somebody said I should raise my hand for the position, so I did. I follow suggestions, and I get into it, and oh my God, what a good fit. It has made me, and again, my higher power worked through other people to get me in this position, because now I've taken on a leadership role, which is one of my natural traits. And when I do, and I'm passionate about something, I bring a lot extra to the table. And that's because I'm in recovery. Like, these are all things that I've come to find out about myself that I forgot since I was a teenager. But I knew them then, and I lost them for 30 or 40 years through addiction. But they're still right there, and it's something I get to deliver. In a way, I get to be of service, and I get to know every one of these people as I'm signing slips, and I'm just, we introduce ourselves, and I make it a point to say and learn. Because again, I used to tell myself, I can't remember names, and I wouldn't know one person's name in a room. I know every single person's name in that room today, and I call them by name to let them know that I know their names. And because of that, they see that I'm making an effort and I'm being kind, and they come up and they talk to me after the meeting. And guys, like, the miracle, the magic that's happened is all of a sudden, I've got a position of respect. I've got a life that I love. I've got a network of friends that I care deeply about, that care deeply about me, that I interact with. My days are full, my nights are full, my life is full. And it's only getting better. I'm still under a year and a half in, and I continue to put more work into it every day, so it continues to get better. But all of these things I also know. And this is why I do these things to the level I have. First of all, it's because I love it, and that tells me I'm on the right track. But I also know myself. The minute I stop looking at it as a blessing, reminding myself of the gratitude that I have for what I have, I'm going to take it for granted. And the most dangerous thing I could ever do is take my recovery for granted, because I did it every other time. And every other time, I would never be anywhere near where I am right now, because the minute, like within 24 hours of walking out of a structured environment, I relapsed every single time. And I started out this one the same way. I left the rehab, gung-ho, Joe recovery, went and got on my Sublocade, met my doctors. Thank God I had my IOP set up for the first possible interview, which was in a few days. And I came home and I relapsed within minutes of walking in my door. that's what happens. I'm left on my own if I'm not working a recovery program. That's why I doubled down and I started my YouTube channel so I could plug in here. That's why I went and found my home group the next day. And now I'm going to more meetings. Unfortunately, I'm posting a video late tonight. I did not make my Friday night NA meeting because a friend's car broke down and he needed me to fix it, and he offered to pay me good money to do so. So I did, and it took a little longer than expected, and that's okay. So I'll go to my Sunday morning meeting, and I'll go next Friday. My sponsor's away for the weekend enjoying himself. He might even watch video on his phone, who knows? But I'll check in with him and just through text just to let him him and his girl are celebrating something very important, so I'll let them celebrate. But again, I reached out to him today because I found it was his birthday and just sent him a text and let him know I love both of them and happy birthday and enjoy your weekend. And like this recovery, it's brought out the best in me. I actually regularly check Facebook now. I don't doom scroll. I don't scroll. I check my notifications to see whose birthday it is so I can wish people a happy birthday. Just because it's nice, and I've always appreciated when somebody does it for me. Like it's a beautiful thing in recovery. It's allowed me to be this best version of myself, and other people see that and then comment on it, and it makes a difference in their lives. Because I get that constantly. People tell me constantly that my kindness, my infectious gratitude inspires them to do the same, and that just, oh, does that feel good? Oh, do I like that? It's God's work. I'm out here doing God's work, and I can say that honestly today. And that I like that too. I love recovery, but again, I have to stay plugged in because as soon as I forget, and it'd be very easy for me, guys. I've got opportunities, literally. I've got people backing me that want me to be a self-made millionaire in the next 2 years, and I can possibly get there faster. But I'm not in any hurry. I don't care if it takes 5 years. But I know it's not. It used to be one or the other. It's not anymore. Today, I can have everything, and I can sustain it if I keep my recovery. But I'm only eligible for any of it because I have my recovery. So I will put my recovery first. And because it makes sense, God can show what's possible through me, then I will sustain and I will fulfill that dream, and I will make it to be able to say that I'm a millionaire in the next couple of years. Like it's not a pipe dream anymore, guys. I've laid the foundation and I'm building it like every day, my empire. I used to feel so fake and just so like I was blowing smoke when I'd say that, but no, I am. And again, I'm not doing it to build an empire so I can have some empire. No, I'm doing this so I can hopefully eventually own sober houses, so that I can stay plugged in my recovery network and I can provide safe, stable housing for others coming out. I can give back in that way. And again, I'm also building long-term wealth for myself and whoever. And again, I always say, oh, if I end up, inevitably, guys, I've got more love for the world, for myself, for life, for recovery. Inevitably, God is going to send me the perfect companion, the perfect woman for me. And I'm going to wait until I get there, because I know when I rush out and pick up myself, I make mistakes and I put everything at risk. And for once in my life, I'm living a life and working a program that I have so much good and beauty that I won't allow anything. I won't put anything at risk. So, and I'm not picking and choosing, saying it's got to be this, that, the other. No, it's got to be somebody that wants to be there. That's the only requirement. You've got to acknowledge what's here, want to be a part of it, want to protect it, and it's got to mean as much to you as it means to me. And if I find that person, that's got to be the right person for me, and I'll know it because God will make sure I know it, just like everything else in this recovery. I've known the minutes is right. Guys, work your recovery program and then trust your intuition when you're aligned with God, because my intuition today, and I don't say this cocky, and guys, my intuition is magical today. It is 100% correct today. I can see things coming a mile away. I know what's good, I know what's bad, but I'm also nice enough to hold out hope and not call anybody out and not try to show that off. I keep it to myself and I share the kindness of it and the good points of it, but I don't use it to sell somebody I know they're full of shit, because I hope they'll get better, and not everybody's at the level that I'm at today, and I get to see that today. In the past, it was me, and everybody else better be just like me. No, today I sit back and I can identify with something everybody says, and I can support something anybody says they may need. I can encourage anybody. I can just feel a part of the group, and I can make anybody else feel just as welcome and loved, and that makes me feel just as good. That's recovery, guys. But again, the minute I stop having love for this and staying plugged in and making it my priority, that is the minute I start walking towards a relapse and risk losing every bit of it. Not going to let that happen. Not today. Guys, it's a video for today. Happy Friday. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.